Yeah. But today, the Minister of Interior, Honorable Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, launched the online portal for passport application. The online passport application platform is being established for both international and Nigerian applications. The minister had announced in December that the federal government was working to ensure a full automation system of passport application in the country. He said so on this program some weeks ago. Now, the Honorable Minister of Interior, Honorable Tunji-Ojo, is my guest on the program. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for joining us on the program tonight.
Thank you very much.
That there will be an online portal. Well, not as though there hasn't been before. There has been, people can actually go online to do this, but there's always a human contact. What did you launch today, and what is the difference?
Well, thank you very much. Nigerians, I want to say good evening once again, and let me thank you for the opportunity of coming here to. We had fixed today as the launch date, and it's so sad for me that on a day like this, a day we should be celebrating, a day that we should be initiating shattering new grounds. It's a day that this news, has come to. But it's okay. We are public officers, and we have to know that at every point in time, we're answerable to the people. Having said that, what we've launched today is a scenario whereby we'll be able to minimize the passport application process. As I told you, I was on this show. I promised then that 2 weeks we're going to clear the backlog. Unfortunately, it took us 3 weeks, of which I apologized. And I came again and I said that on January 8th, that we were going to automate the application process. And of course, that we have been able to do. That's the website of Nigeria Immigration Service. And from what you can see on this now. So things that we have been able to do is to be able to make sure that all our breeder documents, you don't need to come to an immigration office with breeder documents. Because what we realize is that some people, some little percentage though of corrupt officers try to make use of opportunity of authenticity to be able to create a bit of issues, for Nigerians. So what we have been able to do is to automate. As you can see, once you get into the immigration website, you just go on passport, which is you apply now. So once you apply on the passport, this is it. Apply now. So if you are asking for a fresh passport, you go straight to a fresh passport. If it's for renewal, you go to renewal. But let me start with a fresh passport per se. Now, the first thing it asks you is NIN. Remember, I spoke here on this show that we're going to what they call data convergence, that we want a single point of contact for our data, and we must be able to build identity database around NIMSI, which is what the law says anyway. So now,
is there a handshake between the immigration?
100%.
So as soon as you put a name here, if my data,
you'll see it now. Okay. So this is the first page. So you enter your NIN number. Once you enter your NIN number, immediately you enter the NIN number. You see it now. This is just like a test NIN.
It's a test environment.
Yes, but it's live as we speak now.
Okay. So anyone can go on. Is the immigration.com?
Immigration.gov.ng.
Okay.
But this is we use because we can't be using somebody's real name, on live TV because of data. Yes, so you enter your date of birth. The reason for the date of birth is basically to be able to authenticate the NIN, to be sure that you are actually the owner of the NIN. Then, of course, there's a captcha there just to be sure that it's not
a security
feature, that it's actually. So you go to verify. Once you go to verify, it brings out all your details, pulls it out automatically from
the NIMSI.
Yes, this is the record you have in NIMSI. So what we have been able to do now is to make sure that identity theft becomes a thing of the past. What we have been able to do is that you can't have one record in NIMSI and have another one in immigration service. So immediately this document comes out, all your details in NIMSI. Then you confirm and continue if it is true. If it is not true, then you have to go and amend it with NIMSI. Then you choose the type of passport that you want to apply for. You choose your processing state, sorry. Okay. So maybe I'll pick Abia for example. Now you pick Abia, then it brings you the processing office that we have in Abia. Drop down, so you pick that in Abia, Umuahia, and as well you can check your appointment availability at the center from the beginning. That's just for the purpose of only biometric. That shouldn't take you 3 minutes. So you look at, okay, is it available or not? So you will be able to do that. It tells you, okay, next availability is January 9 in Abia, so you will know that, okay, can I go or whatever.
But those because there was a time that when you pick a date, it gives you almost a year.
No, we're solving that. I'll take you, but that's part of the reason things in the interim. So I go back here. Then your booklet type, do you want a 32 pages? Or the purpose of let's do 32 pages, or let's do 64 pages, for example. Let's do 64 pages. Then you choose the validity period. That's statutorily 10 years. Okay. It's 10 years, so you do 10 years. Then, of course, you confirm that you've checked the availability, because if that means if the availability is not okay by you, you can go to another center, pick in nearest center and whatever. Then, of course, it comes to this place. So before, we used to go to immigration office, move your neck, move your this. Then, of course, the snap picture, most times that has shadows, and that's part of the thing that wastes time, and also consumes space. So that does not give us enough room to even install our Isla printer machines, because we need to procure more printing machines to be able to produce the passport. So you just go to upload of the passport. Yes,
the photograph.
Yes, that's the passport photograph. So you go there. Once you go there, you just be able to upload a passport photograph, which is the same passport photograph, the same type that you use for your visa applications, whatever. So it's the same thing exactly.
Okay.
So that's what you would do. So you go to upload. Once you upload your passport, this is a test case, for example, then you, of course, you submit. You go to submit.
This looks like the U.S. visa kind of environment.
Exactly, just as friendly as that. That's what we're trying to do. Then, of course, you're saying that it's okay. It tells you, because this system has a detector. If the passport is not okay, it tells you it's not okay. If it's okay, it tells you it's okay. So if you need to, in line with ICAO standard, which is the global standard of passport that we've done. So you go to continue. After this, then it gives you, of course, your reference number in case you want, at this stage, you want to log out, come back and fill or whatever. You can always continue. You don't need to start all over again. So you confirm that you have copied the reference number, then automatically it has already populated. If you don't mind, Shane, if I may stand.
You will sorry, just a moment.
Oh, sorry.
You can stand for a moment.
Okay.
I'll allow my guys to come.
So now, when you look at it, we have made sure that some titles are not, you can't adjust some titles on this place. Because this is to be able to prevent identity theft, identity fraud. So for instance now, if you apply for a fresh passport, not for a change of data, your name is your name. If you want to change your name, then you apply for a change of data. Then your date of birth is your date of birth. Your gender is your gender. So your place of birth is your place of birth. It cannot change. So your country of birth is your country of birth. So this is to make sure that there's harmonization. So there are some areas, for instance, marital status, you can always, marital status is something that you can always, marital status is what you can always adjust. Then, of course, occupation, your maiden name, which is optional, email address. So I put in my email address because the issue here is that if the email, if your application at any point in time has a problem, we send you an automated text message telling you to check your mail, that there is a problem. You check your mail immediately, and I send you a mail of which automatically. Yes. So that's once they review it at the end and there are questions or there are issues. So they send it to you, they tell you what to do, then you are able to redo those things. And once you redo those things, then it automatically updates your
data.
Yes, automatically it does that. So after filling that,
sorry, apologies. What about those who have issues with their data that is already on NIMSI's, their NIN, because there are some people who have issues with some of the data, they like to correct it and all. Would you have to first go to NIN, I mean to NIMSI, to correct that?
No, definitely, because don't forget that NIMSI Act is very clear. NIMSI is responsible for management of identity in Nigeria. That's the truth. So you correct it, you do modification in NIMSI, then we have a handshake with NIMSI. So what we're trying to do is that every identity has to be uniform. It has to be one. We don't want a scenario whereby your driver's license, for example, you are 1982. In your passport, on your passport, you are 1978. In what's it called? In NIMSI, you are 1984. We don't want that. We want to harmonize our data and be sure of the integrity of the system. So you fill this, then the next thing you do is just continue. You go on continue. So once you get to this point, it has automatically filled your state of origin because that cannot change. Your hometown, of course, you fill your hometown, you just fill some few things.
So, I mean, one of the major things for a lot of Nigerians is the time lag. The time for you to wait for days, for you to go there, the queues that you make. Sometimes if you want to do your international passport, you have to jettison work on that day.
And that's what
you have to go and queue.
And that's what we're trying.
And there are a lot of people who are there at the Immigration Passport Office who are there to collect money from you.
That is exactly what we're trying to stop. And with this now, the only thing you need to do there is you have an appointment, you just go there, take your biometric, no picture, nobody's looking at your document, nothing. So it's just to take your fingerprint and go. 2-3 minutes.
So you're saying that nobody should ask any Nigerians for extra money apart from the money that you officially pay
here? Of course, definitely. In fact, it will be frustrated if Nigerians continue to patronize this. Because, I mean, we have automated the system such that Nigerians do not need for their
Will there come a time that we do not actually have to go to the passport office?
You see, the whole solution is almost ready. I mean, we have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. This is phase 1 that we have delivered, and I'll show you to the end. Phase 2 is the one in diaspora. Phase 3, which takes the one in diaspora, will be February 8th. Then phase 3 is the contactless biometric, whereby you don't even need to go again. And that is March 8th. We don't want to shock the system with too many things at the same time. Let Nigeria get used to it.
There will come a time that
definitely in the
you sit in your house, you can do your biometrics.
I guarantee you, in 2 months' time, you sit at home, you do your biometrics, you fill your delivery address, we DHL it to you, send it to you by courier.
At the end of March?
That is a promise. Not end of March, March 8th.
March 8th. That will be ready.
It's a promise.
Nigerians, write it down.
It is. I have made 2-3 promises on this show. Because I understand the president. The president is a man that is driven by performance. The president has given us a marching order. Go and make impact. Go and make renewed hope a reality. Go and be good and be wonderful ambassadors of renewed hope. We all signed a bond. We all signed a contract with Mr. President in terms of delivery. And Ministry of Interior is poised. Was delivering on every promise that we made. So now going back here, then you go to continue after filling this. Then the next thing you do is, of course, your next of kin. You know, just fill your next of kin because we decided that next of kin can change. You know, so that's why we decided that today your next of kin might be your mother, tomorrow might be your wife, might be your daughter, it might be your son. We decided that, okay, you fill the details of your next of kin, and once you fill the details of your next of kin, the phone number, then obviously it takes you, that one will now take you to the last stage, you know, which is for you to upload your supporting documents. These are documents that hitherto people used to take to immigration offices, and an immigration officer will have to say, oh, this one is Jenny, this one. Well, this is another wonderful thing that we have been able to do, and I'll show you. Once you upload this document, now the automation we have done is not just at the front end. We have also automated the back end of Nigerian Immigration Service. So even review of all these applications, review of the application, the whole, what's it called, approval, query, everything is now online by immigration. What it helps me to do is that there's an audit trail. So if you approve a passport today to be issued, in 20 years' time, I know who approved it because I can query it on the system.
Just like the banks would do. Just you have your banker attached to you.
Exactly.
In case you have any issue.
Exactly. So that's what we have been able, you know, to do. And also, you have to also understand that what we have also introduced is what we call the DVOs, because the president is so bothered about the integrity of our data, integrity of our passport. You know, there is this notion that maybe some non-Nigerians, maybe, quote and unquote, you know,
it's a heavy allegation that a lot of time that those from our neighboring countries,
they acquire Nigerian passports.
Nigerian passport was too easy to get.
So what we are doing, what we have done here, why making it more comfortable, why making it more convenient for Nigerians? We have also done our best to introduce what we call the document verification officers. So in all local governments now. So the document that you upload here, they will be verified.
So there is a statutory immigration officer in the 774 local government.
And they are called document verification officers. So what we do, for instance, on local government certificate of citizenship, once you upload, we are not sending them the entire document. All we are sending them is just to send them the reference number and obviously the date of issue. We expect them to send all the details of it. That is a way to ensure that they actually go do the verification. So it is only when they verify your indigenship and your documents that NIS will be able to approve it. This, for a fresh applicant, is supposed to not to take more than 7 days for us to be able to do this, because we already have immigration officers in every local. This reason for this is to ensure that anybody that carries the Nigerian passport is actually a Nigerian that deserves to carry it. And there is no way, at the moment, what we used to do was you bring your passport, your document, we just look at it, oh, the citizenship is there, oh yeah, we tick. But how are we sure it's authentic? How are we sure it's not fake? So what we have, and I believe that it is only the issue of a document that can attest to its authenticity.
Yeah.
So that's why now every document that is here, we will verify. Gone are the days when anybody will just bring fake and know that, oh, that's if you bring fake, we will get you, we will prosecute you, and we will make sure that you face the full wrath of the law. That is so. Once you do this, then the next thing is that you continue. Once you do this, you continue. Once it's okay, then it gives you
full details
of your application. That is it. So at every point in time, you can view what you have. You can view the documents that you submitted to see maybe it's right. You can look at it. That is that. Then you can always view it. You can whatever. So after this one, you just confirm. You pay your money. Get and go for your biometric. Which now, because now when you go for biometric, no officer is looking at you to say, where's your document? Oh, this document nowhere. Got set to. All those things does not happen again. So once you go there, you have your number. You just go. They take your biometric.
So this brings us to the end of this process.
The end. So the application process max, you're not taking more than 5 minutes.
Not even trying.
So now this is for new,
for the new application.
but for people that are trying to for renewal, you just go to renewal here
and takes you pretty much the same process.
Pretty much the same thing. So once it gives you this, then obviously you can renew. But for now, we are asking people to bring their citizenship, then you upload. Okay, let me show you a bit of renewal now. Okay. So let's enter the NIN. For example, this is quite important. Once you enter your NIN, your date of birth, it pulls out your data, and it pulls out your data from NIMSI. So there's an API now with NIMSI, so we're integrated with NIMSI.
So there's a handshake.
There's a handshake, 100%. So any document you get from immigration is what you will get from, yes, verify. You can verify. So it's what you get from NIMSI. So it gives you all this just like you've seen before. Then, no, just go to next, continue. Just confirm and continue. So now it will ask you for your current passport number.
Okay.
So immediately it goes to please enter the any passport number. So it asks you for your present passport number. So it goes to our database, in that NIS database, and pulls out your data and put it side by side with NIMSI to be sure that
you are the
exactly, and these are just control measures that we've been able to put. So this one out, it goes directly. So you see what it tells you? Yeah. So it tells you, data, this is a data match. This person is the same person. What the data on your current passport says your name is John. So it looks
it compares
it. So if it doesn't match, it tells you to go and apply for a change of data. You cannot go forward. So all other processes are almost
Minister.
Then the good thing I need to say again is that when you go to the change of data, what we have been able to do now is to stop anybody from coming to Abuja for change of data. Nobody. It's not just about married.
Whether you're married
or anybody. You don't need to come to. All you do is just the same process. You enter your name, then it brings out because if you want to change your data, it means you are actually asking for a reissue. So there are certain documents, depending on your peculiar situation, that you have to upload, within the system. So once this is done, you understand, then wherever you are, all you need to do. But the key issue for change of data is that we always say this: it's not our responsibility to change your data, identity data. It's NIMSI's responsibility.
Okay. That also has to be done at
NIMSI, yes. At NIMSI, and immediately it's done at NIMSI, it synchronizes with our system.
Right here.
Yes, it synchronizes with our system.
One major problem that I have, Honorable Minister, because a lot of people who are watching tonight, and some of their queries as to whether they can actually, reach out to immigration and get their queries, because a lot of people at some point will say, oh, they have an issue, they have this problem, and they wanted to check with immigration. They have this issue, they've applied, but nobody is listening to them, nobody has answered them. We understand that you now have a customer service line.
Yeah.
God have really tried.
Is it live now?
No, it is.
Is it working now?
Yeah, it is.
What is the
part of what we did? Let me tell you before we even go to with the line is that I sincerely believe that customer service is at the center of any user experience. That's the truth. You must give people that effective customer service, and you must be able, people must be able to have this feel that this is our thing. You know, there must be that sense of ownership. So part of what we have been able to do is to set up an EPMS already, which is a technical back-end solution that will be able to, do a lot of things that we used to outsource. Part of the complaint people will tell you is that, they used to wait for a particular vendor to approve certain levels of alterations or certain things. We're taking that away and handing it over to the NIS. So we created an EPMS, which is a technical solution. Then two, we've now created what we call a help desk, which is a call center. And we've been able to integrate into this system. So at any point in time that you need, we'll display it before we go. We'll display it on the monitor so that people can call, and it's 24 hours.
Go see, sir. Hurry up. No, I'm making a video. You can tell that this is got to stop buying toys. Look at my sitting rooms. Look at everywhere. Look. Everywhere is toys. Look at this one. Sophia, you want to fall down? Sophia. I put her there for her to stop disturbing me. Look at everywhere. Siska, stand up and pack those things. Look at everywhere. Look. Huh? And this one is there. Hurry up, Chiska. Sophia, do you need help?
I need to hurry up.
Because everywhere is messed up now. Madam. Oh yeah, come down. Pack.